Welcome, guys, to Paws and Talk, episode 11. We are super excited to be back with yous. Today, we are actually here with the lovely Dr. Nicole Cooper. She is the co-owner, actually, of Paws and Purr Cat Cafe. So welcome, Nicole.
Thanks.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I was a practicing dentist here in Thunder Bay for 10 and a half years. And unfortunately, due to some physical issues, I had to stop practicing a few years ago. So I want to move on to the next stage of my career, and I wanted that to, in some way, assist in animal welfare and help in that area.
That's awesome. So obviously you got involved with the Cat Cafe in town here. So how long has Cat Cafes been saving animals' lives for, approximately?
The first cat cafe opened actually in Taiwan
Oh,
in 1998, so quite a while ago. The first one in North America, though, opened in 2014 in Montreal.
Oh, okay. So that was that the first one in Canada, or?
The first one in Canada, actually the first one in North America. The first one in the US opened maybe a couple months later.
Oh, wow. So they're generally getting a little bit more popular, right? Like it seems like they're kind of growing and stuff like that. What is it about, like, I guess, like, you just even on, like, with your opinion, what kind of is the draw about cat cafes?
I think it just provides a unique experience for people to enjoy. For people who don't know what a cat cafe is, we get that question a lot. There's a little confusion. Basically, the simplest way to explain it is a cat cafe is a combination of a full-service coffeehouse cafe combined with a large-scale specialized foster home for cats. Generally, the space is split into two completely separate areas. The cats live at the cafe in their one separate area, and then the coffee and everything else is served in the other area.
Okay, so it's completely separated then.
It's completely separated to ensure, that we're complying with, food, health, and safety, and that the cats at no time have any kind of access to the food or coffee preparation area.
I know you guys obviously get a lot of questions and stuff like that, and you and I were kind of discussing this before the show. So can I bring my cat with me for coffee? Like if I wake up on a Monday morning, or let's say, a lovely Wednesday morning, and I just want to go for coffee, can I just pick up one of my cats at home and put him in his carrier and then just come and have some coffee with you guys? Or how does this work?
Well, while we would all love to meet everyone's cats, speaking for myself anyways, unfortunately, no, we wouldn't allow your home cats to be brought into the cat cafe. Cats are a little bit different than dogs in that they need time to adapt to their surroundings. They don't always get along with other felines. Obviously, there's health considerations to take into account. We don't want to spread any type of, viruses or anything like that. So the cats that live at the cafe will be up for adoption. They live there until they're adopted. Your cats at home can meet a cat from the cafe if you choose to adopt them. But no, we won't be having your cats coming in.
It's good to know. So you kind of previously just like you just mentioned a little bit. So how can you serve beverages and have animals in a building? So I know it sounds bad, but am I gonna go there and, maybe have like a little treat and a coffee, and then I'm gonna have some cat hair in my coffee? How does that work?
No, so obviously that's a very big concern, which is why cat cafes need to be set up in a very specific way to ensure that no food or beverage items that we serve are contaminated by cat fur or anything that comes from the cats. So like I mentioned previously, the cats are kept in a completely separate area. There's a double door system so that you go through one door and then that door closes before you can get through the second door to get in with the cats.
That's actually pretty smart, eh?
To prevent any cross-contamination, prevent any, feline escape artists who, get a little adventurous. But also, no cats will be brought through the cafe side of the space either. There will be a separate entrance exit that the cats are brought in and out of the building. So at no point in time do the cats have any type of access to the food and the beverages. So the food and the beverages are prepared and served on one side. If the customers so choose to then take their food or beverage item into the cat area with them, that's obviously their choice. We all have pets at home, or a lot of us do, and we generally eat around them, but it's whatever, the customers are comfortable with. If they would prefer to enjoy their snack or their beverage before going in to spend time with cats, there's areas of seating on the cafe side where they can do that. It's good that they have a choice,
right? So that's really good. And it's really helpful to know, actually. So that's awesome. So obviously, we've talked a little bit about the cat cafes now and everything. And we talked about, just basically how I think basically a unique experience this whole thing is, right? So can you tell me a little bit more about how it improves feline lives?
Sure. The cat cafe, the cat area side of it where the cats live, usually they're set up to be a very home-like type setting with couches and chairs and cat trees and high perches and shelves for them to explore and comfy places for them to sleep. So it's a very different atmosphere than what they would experience if they were living in a shelter. Some cats do fine in a shelter setting, but there are others, especially senior cats, who can get very stressed out, very scared, and develop, stress-related illnesses when they stay in those kind of situations. So cats that would do better in a group setting will benefit from living in a more home-like, comfortable, relaxed setting. It's also great for cats because, when cats are scared, they tend to retreat and they can be a little bit more shy. So they don't always show well when adopters come in to visit them and, pick their perfect, family pet. So by having the cats at the cafe, they can interact with other cats. They can learn to socialize
too, and show their personalities more off, right?
Yeah.
So obviously there's, tons of benefits for our feline friends. So can you talk to me a little bit more about maybe some benefits about basically towards our human patrons, like how that kind of works? Is there any benefits for?
Definitely. Research has shown that spending time with animals and, cats particularly can help, reduce stress levels, anxiety, depression, can even help lower blood pressure, and, prevent heart attacks and strokes. And it just generally helps with, your mental health, spending time with an animal. So the Cat Cafe, not only promotes adoption, but it also gives a place for people to come and spend time with cats who maybe can't adopt right now. People who, if their, landlords don't allow pets or they're living with somebody with an allergy, they can still come in and, reap the benefits of spending some time with, the cats. Whereas they might not be able to do that, You
actually brought up a really good point. You just mentioned allergies. So what if I actually do have allergies? Like, can I still come for coffee at the cafe or like any cat cafe? Like, how does that kind of work?
Yeah, because the cats are kept in a completely separate area and they don't enter the cafe portion. As long as, somebody who's allergic, if they still want to come in and watch the cats through the glass, through the windows, they're more than welcome to come in and grab a coffee. If they stay on the cafe side of it, it shouldn't interfere with their allergies. There's usually separate ventilation systems and things like that. So
yeah, it's really helpful to know, actually. I personally have heard too now about cat cafes bringing in, not only for mental health and everything and pet therapy, but they're also doing yoga and just some physical activities with the felines and with our, with humans. So what is that kind of like? Who does that help and how does that kind of work?
Cat yoga has become, popular along with, puppy yoga and things like that. Basically, it's your traditional, yoga practice that you would go to, a yoga studio, a yoga instructor's present at the Cat Cafe. And you are basically just doing your yoga practice while the cats are wandering around and interacting with you. Sometimes they climb on you, crawl under you. It's a fun experience. It's something different. The cats kind of, interact with you while you're doing it. So it's just a little bit of a different
Yeah,
experience, you know, and then
That
you
sounds
get to
fun.
spend time with the cats, you know, during as well as after usually.
Yeah.
So you get that kind of interaction, and the cats get, you know, some fun interaction as well.
That sounds really fun, actually.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, when we come back, we are going to be joined by Cindy from Kitty Care, and we are going to be talking about some partnerships and how this all kind of began. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back to Pause and Talk, episode 11. Today we are joined here with Dr. Nicole Cooper. She's the co-owner of Paws and Purr Cat Cafe. And we have the lovely Cindy, who is the co-founder of Kitty Care Feline Rescue Group. So welcome again. I appreciate you guys being here, honestly. As you guys know, we have a lot of fun on the show, so we're super excited to have you here. In our next segment, we're actually going to be bringing a handsome feline on. He's going to be available for adoption, so we're super excited to bring him. And thank you and his foster mom for bringing him here today. So, Kitty Care, it has been around since 2010. So tell me a little bit about the rescue.
Well, Kitty Care began 2010 because as volunteers, we noticed the number of cats that were being euthanized due to the huge overpopulation issue. And we thought, you know, they have dog rescues. We should start a cat rescue. So that's what we did.
Were you the first feline rescue in Thunder Bay?
We were the first feline rescue.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually a really fun fact.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I did some research about how we should operate and foster applications and protocols. And we just started the rescue thinking that we'd have 1 or 2 cats to find foster homes for. And it's just evolved into this bigger organization.
No kidding. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Because it's obviously very successful, and I know a lot of Thunder Bay, and not only just Thunder Bay, but our surrounding communities, and everyone just has a lot of respect for the rescue and everything you guys do. In between, I think that's something that a lot of our, some people don't actually realize how you go into, senior care facilities, and one of your focuses is education and pet therapy, and so we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes as well. Let's discuss this partnership and how this kind of began, because obviously the biggest news that you guys have is that you partnered with the Cat Cafe coming to Thunder Bay. So how did that kind of happen? And you guys can speak on that too, Nicole, if you like.
It was important for us to partner with a cat rescue whose mission and vision was in line with ours. So part of the Cat Cafe's aim is to also increase awareness about animal welfare, humane education, and provide classes in that area. And since Kitty Care does a lot of that already, we just felt very comfortable with the way that they, handle their rescue and what they do in the community. And because they've been around so long, they're very, well respected. We trust their protocols, and, it's important to us to, have a standardized protocol with cats that are coming into the cafe.
Yeah, I think it just kind of all kind of worked out in a sense, and it just fit, right? What kind of impact do you think that any kind of cat cafe has on your rescue, I guess?
Well, for one, cats don't have a reputation as being as companion animals as do dogs. Everybody loves dogs and puppies. But we've really worked at trying to raise the profile of cats. It's the most popular pet in North America, so we don't quite understand that. But there seemed to be, at the time when we started at least, sort of a lack of respect or a lack of awareness about the cat and its personality and its sentience. So we decided that this was a way to go, that we would promote all that, and we find that with the Cat Cafe, it'll continue to do so because it elevates their profile in the community.
I think that that's something really special too, and it's true. Like, I mean, felines are. I think the personalities are changing. You know what I mean? Like, and it just comes down to education, right? So I think it's really nice that, you know, there are. I call myself a crazy cat lover, and it's nice that, you know, there are many of us nowadays, right? So, so if I was looking to adopt a feline through the Feline Cafe, how does this kind of work? What is Kitty Kare's process with this? How does this whole situation kind of happen?
Well, we anticipate that we'll be posting contact information, whether that's a phone call or email. We like to have the email so there's a paper trail. People will contact us about a specific cat, ask us questions. Our fosters are excellent in that they invite inquiries about their foster because we don't know the intricacies of their personality, the cat's personality. So they'll be able to answer the questions. And then once the person has decided, yes, I'd like to move a little bit further, even though they've met the cat in that situation, we screen them.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure that that person is responsible, lives in a non-smoking home, will spay-neuter the cat, if it isn't already, if it's too young at the moment, and provide good vet care.
Yeah.
And then to say to them, you know, do you have children? Or do you have other pets? Do you have a dog? We want to make sure that it aligns correctly.
Yeah.
And
that's
even
suited.
even though the cat's been in the cat cafe, the fosters will probably know a little bit more about them, having had them for a short period of time prior to placing them into the cat cafe. And then we would then meet with the individual and make sure that everything lines up.
It seems like it's kind of nice that it's you guys will all kind of come together, right? So it'll be the rescue, the fosters, and the cat cafe coming together to make sure that obviously you know, like the process of it is like a smooth flow, and it's also that, you know, you guys are looking out for the best interest of the felines and obviously the potential adopting families. So that's amazing.
We always say we look for the right home, not the right now home.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's actually really great. So you kind of mentioned about like the spaying and neutering and everything like that. So will the felines be vet checked prior to adoption then? Okay.
All of them will be vet checked. They'll be vaccinated to make sure that they are safe, as well as spay neutered if age appropriate. And you want to make sure that they're absolutely clear before you place them into the bigger group environment.
Okay. With the adoption fees, because I'm not too sure the process, so how would that work when it comes to, you know, the cats residing in the cat cafe?
We don't have a set fee.
Okay.
We're not a cost recovery rescue. We just ask for a donation.
Okay.
Because we believe that despite your income, you should be able to love an animal and experience the joy of pet ownership. So as long as that person is responsible and understands that it's a long-term commitment, we just ask for a donation. So the kitty care representative who will do the adoption on site will just ask for a donation at that time.
Okay. And will the cats stay there overnight? Like, will they like reside in the cat cafe, or will they go back to the fosters at night? Like, how does that process kind of work?
Well, we see them staying there overnight.
Yes.
So they become a colony, a little bit of a group.
Yeah.
We feel it'll be less stressful for the
Stressful
cats
too, eh?
once they acclimate to, you know, the cafe setting and living in that space. We want to try to minimize, you know, them having to travel back and forth.
Yeah.
Cats generally don't travel quite as easily as dogs do. They don't love it quite as much. So the goal is to have them stay there until they're adopted into their forever home.
So you guys kind of talked about, obviously, when this partnership began, like how everything kind of aligned, and you discussed about how, you know, education and how it's important. So do you guys plan on doing anything when it comes to education in the cat cafe, or is there anything? Because I know I've heard that a lot of cat cafes do a lot of education classes and stuff like that, and they do programs and workshops. So yeah.
We're quite excited about that possibility because we've had educational workshops prior to, but it's really difficult finding a site that's appropriate. And so we're thinking this will be just a great opportunity. You know, buy your coffee, come on in, learn about whether it's a health issue, behavior issue, just come in and learn, and especially for children to come in and learn about even responsible pet care.
I think that is really important, right? It comes down to, I mean, a lot of the why we're all here is for education, right? So I think it comes down to that, and I think something that we lack is consistent and constant education. So if you guys can provide that for our community and further, and I think that's amazing. So thank you both so much for being here. Like I said, when we come back, we're going to be bringing our handsome little furry friend on here, and we're going to be talking about some felines that are available, excuse me, for adoption through Kitty Care. So Nicole, thank you so much again. So we'll see you guys soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us again today. So we're here with the handsome Frankie, who is with the Kitty Care Feline Rescue Group. He is a little bit timid, and this is one of his first outings, so he's probably going to be leaving us in a few seconds here. So, Cindy, can you tell me a little bit about Frankie here?
Frankie is one of our senior cats. It's hard to age them, but we figure he's around 11 to 13 years of age. He's been vet checked. He lives with Nellie and 2 other cats, so he's used to other cat companions. He's very intelligent, his foster mom says.
He's so handsome.
Because he starts yelling for food, and she says, "Use your inside voice, Frankie," and he does.
He's so cute.
Isn't he adorable? And
Yes.
he's all vaccinated. He's been neutered. He's just looking for a good retirement home.
So that's amazing.
We have several seniors.
Yes, and we're going to talk about them in a few seconds here. So if you or anyone you know is looking for a lovely, handsome male cat and that needs basically a forever home, feel free to contact Kitty Care to find out some more information about little handsome Frankie there. So, all right, I think Frankie's missing his foster mom right now. So maybe we can let him go back if you want.
There you go.
There you go, buddy. Bye, Frankie. All right, so Cindy, let's talk a little bit about senior felines, right? So you guys have a lot of senior felines in care right now?
We do. We have 3 or 4. Most of them are female. They've been abandoned for whatever reason, but we make sure they're all, because they're seniors, we do x-rays and we do blood tests to make sure that they're as healthy as can be, or at least that the adopter will know exactly what their health situation is like.
So is it common for you guys to have a lot of senior felines in care, or does it really all depend?
It all depends. We don't discriminate. We know that it's harder to adopt out senior cats as well as black cats, but we take them anyway because we just hate for them to be sitting in a cage.
Yeah, I think too. So I don't know if our community knows, but so you guys will actually help, and you guys kind of have a partnership with Animal Services, our City of Thunder Bay Animal Services. So you help with removing some felines and placing them into foster care in appropriate homes and everything like that as well, correct?
Yes, when we first started, there was a really high euthanasia rate because there were over almost 2,000 strays coming in every year. Now, over the past 10 years, we've seen a dramatic decline in the number of cats coming in. So they're not pressed for space as much. So it's not as critical. They're not, they don't want to euthanize cats either.
Yes.
And so we work together, we communicate really well, and they'll let us know of cats that need to leave, whether it's space issues or they're at risk in a kennel environment.
Yeah, and high stress, obviously, too, right? I mean, that's what we kind of discussed earlier, right? So, any feline, cat cafes, I think, it's kind of nice because it is like that specialized foster home, right? So, you right now currently have a few moms in your care as well. So, do you want to talk to me a little bit about them?
We've taken in several moms with babies or pregnant moms. Because they're at risk in a kennel environment. There's all sorts of things that can happen with stray cats coming in. So Animal Services will notify us of them, and we like to take them right away.
Yeah.
The moms come in, they give birth to their babies in foster homes, or they raise their babies in foster homes. And then they've done their job and we spay them, and now they're thinking, okay, now it's my turn.
Yeah,
They're ready to be adopted too. So we want to make sure those little mummies get adopted, and we have several. We have Effie, who is a little shy little white cat with tabby markings on her ears.
Oh.
She lives with dogs and cats and some teenagers.
Yeah, wow.
And
Busy home.
Yeah. She's a nice, sweet little girl, very gentle spirit. Daisy, if you look at her picture, she's got the cutest little face. Her temporary foster, because her other foster was away on holidays, couldn't get over what kind of a confident, friendly, personable cat she was.
Wow.
And so Daisy's a very sweet little girl too. And they all are just looking for a home. And then we have Dolly. Dolly lives with another cat. She raised her 5 or 6 kittens, and she was spayed, and now she's waiting for her forever home. And she's almost all black with a little bit of a white lip on her.
We will be providing used photos and everything like that, so you can basically view them as like throughout our show, and you can visit Kitty Kare's Facebook page and their website to see some more photos and to learn a little bit more about them. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention to our community right now? Are you guys in need of anything?
We need people to adopt our mums.
Yeah.
And kittens go really quickly.
Yeah, of course.
And we've had a number of them come in through the rescue and being adopted as we speak. But it's our mums who, through no fault of their own, got pregnant.
Yeah.
And because their owners just left them or let them outside and were impregnated. And so they need their own home now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we do have our seniors. We have Mandy and little Frankie there. We have Archie and others.
Yeah.
Who need a retirement home.
Yeah.
A quiet home.
Well, like I said, if anyone knows, if you or anyone are interested in adopting, then obviously reach out to Kitty Care, visit their Facebook, their website, because obviously we need to find them homes. So hopefully this helps. And again, I wanted to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, all of us here at Shaw Spotlight. We do really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk today with us. So
thank you.
Yeah. All right. So have a wonderful day, guys, and we will see you guys for episode 12.